everybody, this is Miles here. So on this lesson today we are actually going to talk about expressions, but we're going to concentrate more on the eyes, okay? So I want you guys to understand how eyes work, particularly in the cartoon format. There's lots of ways to do eyes. I definitely suggest that you experiment, and if you haven't seen our previous videos on laying out your basic features for your cartoon characters, or if you have not looked at our other video when it comes down to turning those features around and adding some basic expressions to that, I would suggest you go look at those first, and then we'll jump into this. So we go from the basic head shape and basic features into doing eyeballs and noses and mouths and stuff, which is where we're going to start today, okay? So let's get started. So again, as a refresher, for these lessons, I'm doing a simple circle head character. You can do a triangle, a square, whatever you want, and you can use a Sharpie, pencil, crayon, whatever, and I'm using basic copy paper. You're learning, this takes practice. So I definitely suggest practicing and trying this out on your own time and really playing with stuff and experimenting. See what you like to do and what you enjoy, and then go from there. So as a quick refresher, let's go ahead and lay out our basic character again for these lessons. A little dot eyes there with the little white in there, and I'll explain that in a moment. And then our nose, and then our mouth. Alright, so we have all this. Boom. Okay. So let's go ahead and start talking about eyes. So on those eyes there, let's just draw the eyes. You don't gotta draw the head. There's your eyes, right? They can be laid out wherever you want in your head. Eyes here. So you can have eyes like this. You can come in. Now what if you added an eye around them? Like that, right? Or what if you did this and this and you did this, right? You could do something like this. Let's see, we can do this. What if it's a robot character? Right? Or what if it was glasses? Square glasses, there you go. You can do big circle eyes like this. Alright? I call these kind of like Garfield eyes, right? You guys ever watch or look at the cartoon strip Garfield, right? So you can do all kinds of things. We're going to get into some eyelids, and we're going to get into eyebrows and things like that. And we'll go ahead and add some eyebrows there just for your convenience there. So what I would like you to do is think about how you can do different things to eyeballs to add different aspects to it, right? And I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. It's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. And I'm leaving those white spots in there. The reason these white spots are in here, I want to make sure you guys remember this. I'm just leaving the white spots now kind of generically to kind of make them look like they're wet, because eyeballs are usually wet, right? So usually we'll have a shine mark in there from a light source, and because they're wet, water reflects light. So there you go. So leave those white spots in there. So from here, but in lieu of all this, let's go ahead and jump into doing some eyeballs. So what I would like you to do is just kind of draw two eyeballs. You don't got to have them touching necessarily, but I want you to draw the same pair of eyeballs, okay? And there's a reason for this, just like we did the head shape the same. I want you guys to get used to using the same shapes and changing them up, because I want your characters to look like they are the same characters, right? So there we go. Hopefully you guys can see that in the video pretty well. So I did 4 sets of eyeballs here, nothing crazy. The biggest thing to learn first is how to make your eyeballs not look surprised and super crazy. So this one, we're just going to have them look at you. If you ever look at the Muppets from Jim Henson and creations like this, you don't want to have the eyeballs right in the middle like that. That looks very surprised, right? You don't want that. That's a no-no. What you would like to do if they're looking right at you is most of the time you would like to have the eyeballs. You want those pupils and the irises to kind of come in just a little bit. Not too close, because they'll look like they're cross-eyed, right? But you want them to come in just a little bit. It makes it look like they're focusing on something in front of them instead of being surprised. This says they're focusing on something. They're looking at something. So just a slight little increase or inside the eyeballs. Don't just make them in the middle, if that makes sense. So from here, let's jump over here. If you want these eyeballs looking this way, a lot of people, what they do is they don't know how to match up the eyeballs. They can draw one eyeball, but you ask them to do 2, and they get kind of confused sometimes. So what you want to do is looking this way. There you go. Put them both on the same side. What you don't want to do is this and this, right? They look kind of cross-eyed. So you want to make sure they're even, if that makes sense. So this is a no-no. You want to make sure they're even, right? So then let's look down, right? So try this exercise at home, because I know some of you, this is all brand new. So do that there. And if you want to, you can always come in and practice doing that white mark if you want to. And there's different ways of doing light sources and stuff, and we'll talk about some basics on that in another video. But go ahead and fill these in and leave some white spaces in there, kind of shine marks, right? So there you go. And if you want to, come in here and add some eyebrows. Beep, beep. Or you can do mix and match. Look at the expressions already starting to come out with just the eyes and the eyebrows. So mix and match, play around with that. But just know, when you're doing directions, you know, let's do it this way now. Let's try it this way. There you go. Like that, right? So it's looking that way. And then you can come in and fill it in with your little white spots. Why? Because the eyeballs are usually wet. Now, after doing this, check this out. You can come in and add some eyelids. Adds a whole different feel to it, huh? What if this one was kind of angry, like that, right? And what if this one was, I don't know, let's put the eyelids down here for some reason. I don't know, it depends on the story. So that being the case, let's jump to our next sheet of paper. Now that we've kind of gone over some of these basics, I want you guys to go ahead and draw your eyebrows. I'll do circle eyeballs this time, okay? And I'll have them touch just a little bit. And then we'll do another eyeball here, and an eyeball here. And I'm doing them big. We're just doing eyeballs, right? Here we go. And then I'm just doing 4 sets of eyeballs just to kind of show you guys. I'm doing circle eyeballs this time, like big old round eyeballs. So eyeballs will go here. So if this was our character's head here, like this, and the eyeballs are touching, it'd probably be like something like this, right? So I'm just drawing the eyeballs, but that's where that would probably go. And you can do a triangle nose like that, maybe, and maybe some big ears. I don't know, whatever your character looks like. Maybe it's a little monkey. But anyway, and again, we'll go over ears and other features in another video. We're doing eyeballs here. So with these eyeballs, let's go ahead and have this guy looking at you here, like that, right? Okay. So up here, let's go ahead and do eyeballs looking this way. We'll do it this way, and then we'll do it this way, and then we'll do it crazy eyes. There, okay? So here's what we'll do. This one, jump over this way. And make them kind of big on this one, okay? Because I'm going to show you a different step here. So the iris is the colored part. The pupils are the dark black parts you usually see in the eyeballs like this, right? So you notice that the irises and the pupils are all going this direction, just like that. Because these are basics. That way. And then you can make a little nose, dude. And then you can do the eyebrows, right? Like that. Now what we're doing this way. Again, kind of pop quizzing a little bit. There we go. Do it this way, this way. Now one thing I want to make sure I mention, we're doing cartooning, but in real eyeballs, the pupils kind of stay in the middle, so the pupils wouldn't go to the side. You'd actually have the pupils go like here, like this, if that makes sense. And then this would be like your colored part, right? And you'd have it like green or whatever colors you wanted. And these little lines always go to the middle of the eyeball like that. So there you go. So let's try this one here. So let's go over here. There's your iris. And let's do your pupil, right? Let's keep your pupil in the middle if you want to, or you can do super cartoony and zany and put the pupil way on the side like I did there. It's up to you. So from there, and then if you want to, you can come in and add some little veins. Looks like little lightning strikes, right? So all it is like this, nothing crazy. And you can use a red crayon or red marker or whatever you're doing color. Add some veins in there. So okay. So we got these little pupils there, and you can come in, you can add some details here, and these lines all go to like the center of the iris, okay? So like if this is your iris and this is your pupil here, like the lines all go to the middle. Does that make sense? So if it's curved, you want to make those lines go there. So if that makes sense, so try that out and experiment with this kind of stuff. Now I said we're gonna do crazy eyeballs here. All you gotta do there is do what we've been talking about, just kind of make them go different directions, right? And then you can add your pupils like this. Leave a white mark because the eyeballs are usually wet, right? And I'm just keeping it in the pupil here. When we get into the light thing, I'll show you guys some tricks about having the light come over here and it kind of blocks out some stuff. But we're keeping it simple for now. So there we go. And then you add in your little lines, all going to the center, right? Of those circles like that, right? And this person might be like crazy person, right? If you want to, come back in and add some eyebrows. What if this person's like, what in the world's going on? Or maybe this guy's a little bit angry like this, right? Right, and you can go here. Or perturbed or something like that, right? If you want to add eyelids, you can definitely do that. So I would do Garfield eyeballs. Kind of the eyes like that. Add some eyelids, see what happens. And I want you guys to experiment with this stuff, okay? And kind of see where it takes you. So that would be your basic eyeballs when it comes to your cartoon characters and kind of seeing how you can do with that. And let's do one more quick sheet of paper. We got a couple minutes left on this video. Let's go ahead and do some more eyeballs. We can do square eyeballs if you want to. Right? Let's do some square eyeballs. That's kind of weird. Let's see what happens there. Maybe it's a robot or something, right? Let's do 2 pairs of square eyeballs, and then let's do I'm actually going to do just some dot eyes like this, and I'll show you how we can kind of play around with stuff like that. Get them farther apart and closer together there. So right here, same premise that we have here, guys. You come over here, you can do a circle iris, or what if you did square? And what if it's just digital, right? And then maybe he had like a shine mark there, and the robot has, this could be, it doesn't have to be black, it could be red, it could be green, it could be some kind of like neon green because it's a robot or something. Or maybe the eyeball's all green there, who knows. Here we go, let's knock this out real fast, there we go. So that guy is looking this way, right? So here, let's see if he's looking up. The robot guy's looking up now. And then I'm assuming the eyeballs are wet. Maybe they're not. So if they're not wet, you don't have to do the little white mark in there. It depends on your character design and what you want to do there. But see, that one's looking up, right? So here, this is really fun because you can mix and match lines around these dot eyes, as I call them. And if you don't want to have the white mark in there, just do them like that. No big deal. You don't have to do the shine marks if you don't want to. I like playing with the eyebrows, right? Like that. You can do this. You can do this. You can do one line like that, right? Or if that was your head, right? Something like that. So play with the dot eyes too, and play with the little lines, the eyebrows, and see what you can come up with. I'd love to see what you guys come up with in the comments. And one more quick thing I do want to talk about is when you do like cat eyes or something. So let's do the round eyeballs again here, like we did on the previous page. Here, let's say this creature has the eyeballs kind of looking at you, right? You can do pupils that are more like this instead of round, right? Kind of gives you more of a cat type look, right? So what if it was a cat and your little nose there and you got the whiskers, right? Like that. So let's try and what if you're doing this shape eyeball? I like this shape of eyeball because it's kind of old school Disney-esque, right? So let's look at that for a second. What if you came up here? There's your iris. That's the color part of your eye, right? What if you did a big triangle, big pizza slice out of that bad boy? Come up here, like that, almost like Pac-Man inside the eyeball, right? And then you can do your pupil around it, like that. See? And there's your eyeballs. And then you can do like a big nose like this. Start playing with the nostrils and the mouth. Hey, woo! There's some teeth. So there you go. So try with these different eye shapes, right? Circles, squares. I call them horseshoes, upside down horseshoes, like that, right? And then you can do big triangle, or almost like diamond-shaped pupils, right? For a cat. You don't have to do the iris if you don't want to. And what if this was all yellow? It doesn't have to be white. You can do yellow eyes. You can do red eyes. You can do whatever color eyes you want to. So, so there you go, guys. So there's your basic introduction to eyeballs and how they look. And remember, the golden rule is to keep the eyes kind of even. Generally speaking, the pupils will go in the middle. And experiment, play with eyebrows and see what you can do with them. So, you know, you can do eyebrows here, woo, like that. Who knows? But I want you guys to have fun. It's supposed to be fun. So you're only going to get better if you practice. And I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. You guys take care. All right, bye-bye.